Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a little haul from Sweetie Nail Supply. They were super sweet and they sent me a few goodies to try out. I've got their Cateye gel collection and some other fun nail stuff, so let's just get right into it. It's kind of a big box. Also, huge shout out to Sweetie for sponsoring today's video. If you want to grab anything for yourself, I've got a discount code for you. It's Novagelic. That'll get you 10% off their entire site. I'll pop it up on the screen here, and let's just get right into unboxing. Okay, so here's the Cateye gel collection they sent me. I'm just gonna put this aside for now. I'm seeing some individual nail polishes. These are definitely from Nail Bio. This one's in bubble wrap, but I can see that it's from a brand I don't really recognize. We're gonna check that out later. All right, I'm just gonna take these out. This one is another Nail Bio gel polish. They also gave me a little magnet. And here is a liner paint pot. I think I'm gonna open up this one first. Let's just go ahead. I think it slides. Oh, it slides. Okay. So cute. So here's the Cateye collection they sent me. This one is obviously from Yogurt Nail Korea, and this is their lingerie collection. One thing I absolutely love about Yogurt Nail collections is that they always include these cute little swatch cards. You can basically stick your swatch beads right onto here, and it just makes everything so much more organized. I love collecting these, and they're just so adorable. I don't know. I just really love stuff like this. I wish more collections had these things. Okay, so there are 8 shades in total, and if you know me, you know I'm obsessed with anything reflective and glittery. Basically, if it sparkles or shifts in the light, I'm all in for it. I'm already like super excited to swatch these and see how they look. Of course, we're gonna swatch them together. Okay, I think I need to get a zoom in here. Right out of the packaging, you could see how reflective and beautiful this is. Oh my gosh, I'm so obsessed. Can we take a moment for this packaging though? Because like, how cute is this? I've been totally into stripes this summer, and this is like right up my alley. It's just so pretty and feminine, and I'm just a sucker for cute packaging. Seriously. Alright, let's get into swatching these beauties. I've got a couple of different bead shapes I can use, but I think the hearts would be most fitting for this collection. So for my swatches, I'm gonna put these little beads on this little nail stand and swatch it that way. I think backwards might be better. Okay, I've got them all on their little stand. I'm also going to turn the flash on so you guys can get like the full effect. Now let's put them on the card. I'm not going to tie this bow yet. Now that I'm looking at this, I'm not sure if these will fit the way I was planning they would. Maybe if I like place it like this. Is this cute, guys? It does cover up the lingerie word a bit, but we're just going to have to make it work. This took a little bit of adjustment, but I think it came out cute. I just love how they catch the light, and they're super reflective. Just look at how gorgeous these colors are. From what I can see, the collection has mostly pinks and golds. I could definitely see myself gravitating towards these for daily wear. I'm honestly so obsessed with these swatches. They look really versatile, and I'm super excited to start playing around with these. Now let's go ahead and move on to the Nail Bio polishes. I'm actually really excited for these because I've never tried anything from this brand before. I've heard a lot of good things about them, and they're apparently really popular. So I believe these are the Tone Up and Tone Down gels. According to the description, you can mix these with your existing gel polish colors to either brighten or darken the shade. There are also 2 glitter gels in here, which is honestly such a cool concept. I think the idea is that these work best with the other Nail Bio polishes, so I'll just go ahead and swatch these on their own today. But from what I can tell, the Tone Up is kind of like a jelly white, and the Tone Down gives you more of like a jelly black color. So even by themselves, they look really cool. Next, I've got 3 gel polishes from a brand called A to Z. The packaging looks so cool. It kind of reminds me of like lipsticks. I think these are also Cateye gels. They're definitely more on the neon side compared to the softer tones in the lingerie collection. According to Sweetie Nail Supply's website, this brand is actually exclusive to Canada, so if you're outside the country, you might not be able to get your hands on these just yet, but I'll still show you guys the swatches in case there's any of my Canadian girlies watching. Last but not least, we've got the Nail Bio Silver Metal Liner Gel. If you've ever used metal painting gels before, you probably already know that they're great for detailed nail art. I love using these with a liner brush or like a dotting tool. It works great to create little accents. Wow, this is super shiny and really reflective. Alright, I'm just gonna sit this right here. I love to create like little stars and fine lines with these. I honestly prefer them over doing like chrome isolation and stuff, and it works super nice. I love the consistency. It's not like super runny, it just holds its place really well. Voiceover me is back. That's it for the swatches. Thank you guys so much for watching those swatches with me. And now let's just get right into the fun part, which is nail art and prep. Let's try to create something cute with these colors. So first, I'm going in to clean up my cuticles a bit using the Model 1's cuticle remover. This helps soften my cuticles, and then I gently push them back with a cuticle pusher. I'm planning to wear this set for about a week, so I definitely want to be thorough with my prep to make them last. After I'm done pushing them back, I'm just going to wash the cuticle remover off with some soap and water, and then I come back and cleanse my nails with some rubbing alcohol. Next, I'm lightly buffing the surface of my nails with a buffing block, just enough to remove the shine. Today, I'm using the Après Sculpted Medium Almond Tips. I've actually never tried the medium almond nail shape before, so this is my first time. I bought it really recently, and I was so excited to try them out for the first time. They were a bit shorter than I expected. Maybe my nail beds are just long or something, I don't know, but long almond versus like the medium almond from Après feels kind of like a big difference. Or maybe I'm just not used to shorter nails in general. Either way, I think these are like a cute little shorty length on me, and I do like it. So now I'm just sizing them out and making sure they fit from sidewall to sidewall. You definitely don't want them too tight. And once I've got all my right sizes picked out, I'm just going to set them aside for now and go in with the Model 1's 3-in-1 prep. This is a dehydrator, primer, and nail nourisher all in one. It's super convenient. I applied 2 thin coats of it and let it air dry for a couple of minutes. Then I'm taking the Jello Jello Peel Off Base Coat and applying a coat of this onto my nails. This is also from Sweetie Nail Supply, by the way, and it's probably my most favorite and recommended product from them. It lets you peel your nails off without damaging your natural nails. Each bottle comes with a special liquid solution called the 1-Kill Remover, and that's what lets you peel off your nails. I honestly highly recommend it if you're a nail content creator like me, or just someone who likes to switch their nails up often, or if you just don't like soaking off your sets in general. It's very handy. Next, I'm going to etch the back of my nail tips using a 240 grit sanding band at around 6,000 RPM. This helps the gel glue grip better, which will seriously improve retention. If you have the Gel X Prep from Après, you can use that instead, but physically etching works just as well. I don't know why, but I always forget to do this step before I prep my nails. And since I forgot to do it again, I ended up with a little bit of filing dust on my nails, so I just wiped that off with some rubbing alcohol and then moved on. To glue the gel extensions on, I'm going to use the Model 1's gel glue and my gooseneck lamp. I coat the inside of the nail tip with gel glue and apply a small bead right at the cuticle. And then I press it onto my nail at a 45-degree angle until the glue reaches my free edge. If the glue doesn't really make it all the way down, just remove the tip, add more glue, and try again. If you notice any gel leaking onto your skin as you're applying the tip, do not cure it, just take it off. Wipe your nail down with some acetone and then try again. If this keeps happening, you probably need to get a smaller extension. I actually switched to using tweezers because the tips felt kind of too small to grasp with my fingers. It was a little bit tricky at first, but I kind of made it work. Once each extension was applied, I flash cured them in place using my gooseneck lamp for 15 seconds. And after all the extensions are on, I fully cured my hand in my big lamp for 90 seconds to make sure everything was fully set. I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but there is a little gap between my nail tip and the natural nail. It's like it didn't get glued all the way down to my nail. Definitely don't want to leave it like that because then stuff can get caught underneath, like moisture or stuff like that. I also didn't get the gel glue all the way down to my natural nail, so I'm just going to fill that in with some gel glue and a liner brush. Voiceover me is back. I also added a layer of top coat underneath my tips just to keep them nice and clear. I had a feeling this design was going to lean more to like a translucent look. Now, I had a little bit of an issue with my index finger. Unfortunately, the nail tip lifted and I didn't even notice as I was curing it, so I had to fix it. I could not just leave it like this. So basically, I just went in with my 240 grit sanding band at 8,000 RPM to try to file the cuticle area down, just to remove that lifted tip. But it really wasn't doing anything. I think the grit of the sanding band was just way too soft to remove the lifted tip properly. So I switched to a sharper drill bit that I had, and that definitely did the trick. It was so much more effective. But since it's sharper, I really had to be extra careful near my cuticle and my nail. So I just kept my drill parallel to my nail. That way I don't accidentally dig into my natural nail. But yeah, this drill bit removed everything it needed to, which is super important because if I had left it, it would have definitely trapped some moisture underneath. Now all the nail needed was just a little bit of an overlay to fix the shape, and we'll get right into that in a bit. But first, I'm just going to finish sealing the cuticles with a bit of acetone. I swipe a brush over the edge to help melt the tip into my natural nail, and it just makes everything look so seamless and smooth. Then I went in and etched the surface of my extensions with a buffing block to prep them for the product that's going to go on top. After that, I shaped my nails using a hand file. And yeah, I went off camera and got a little head start on my right hand. For this set, I used a milky white rubber base from Born Pretty, and I applied it on my thumb, my middle finger, and my ring finger. I started with a slip layer, just like a thin coat. And then I built up my nail with a larger bead of rubber base. I floated it down the nail and used a liner brush to guide it, and just kind of adjust it into place. Then I flipped my hand upside down and let gravity smooth it out. I repeated that process on the other nails. The vibe I was going for was like a soft pink and white base with shiny metallic accents, kind of like a girly, dreamy set. Now let me show you quickly how I filled in that one nail where I had a gap near the cuticle from filing. So I used a clear rubber base from Model 1s and basically followed the same steps. I floated that bead down the nail, and I actually focused a little extra product near the cuticle just to fill in that space. It felt a lot like doing a Gel X fill-in, honestly, and it was super manageable. Next, from the Lingerie collection, I picked this beauty right here, and I just applied it to my index finger and my pinky. For the first coat, I used the magnetic wand to remove the Cateye effect. I just wanted a clean base color, so I waved the magnet over the polish to pull all the glitter down, and then I cured it for 60 seconds. Then I went in with a second coat and activated the shimmer particles. Now, I wasn't really sure what kind of effect I was going for. This was kind of all made up on the spot. But my first idea was to do like this cat-eye French to kind of hide that smile line that was peeking through underneath. And while I did like it, it wasn't exactly what I had envisioned. So I just kept playing around with it, and then I remembered seeing these like moonbeam style magnetic designs on Instagram. And I realized I never actually got to try that before, so I just gave it a shot and it was really cool. To me, when I first saw it, I kind of thought of it like a magnetic aura nail, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it was a lot harder than I expected it to be. The reflective cat eye part is usually like a lot smaller, and I wanted mine to look larger, so that's where it kind of got a little bit tricky, and it was kind of like a tedious process of adjusting it constantly until I got it to the shape I wanted it to be. In the end, it kind of looked like a cat eye aura nail, and it was really cool. It wasn't perfect, but I just kind of had to settle with what it was. And that was pretty much it for the base. Next, I'm using the Tone Up Glitter Gel from Doi, just as like a subtle topper over my milky white rubber base nails. And I applied a thin layer because I don't want it to be super glittery. I just want like a soft, delicate shimmer layer. After curing that, I decided to add some cat eye heart designs. So I grabbed the same cat eye gel polish I used on my other nails, and I painted like these little magnetic hearts onto my white nails to give them like a cute little accent. And honestly, this was pretty easy. You just have to load up your brush with the polish and then let it bulb at the very tip of the bristles. And that bulb creates the top curve of the heart. Then when you drag it down, it naturally thins out into that V shape at the bottom, if that makes sense. And I just did 3 little hearts on this nail, and then I waved my magnetic wand over it just to pull the particles onto one side, and that created like a nice shift in my design. And I quickly cured that for 30 seconds. Now I'm using the metal paint pot from Doi. I put a little bit onto my palette and I'm going to use this to paint a ribbon on my nails. To start, I'm painting a horizontal infinity sign. That's kind of going to be the knot of my bow, and I'm going to make sure that these loops are as round as possible. Then I'm just going to create the little tails of the bow. I mirrored the shape on each side, making sure that they're the same but facing opposite directions. Kind of like this, if you can see it on the screen. And that was basically it. It was super cute and really easy to do. For my middle nail, I'm a little bit out of frame here, but I freehand painted a slanted heart. If you want to break it down, here's like a quick way to think about it. You can draw a V where you want your heart to be. Then from the top of each side of the V, curve it and around the top, and that'll create like the lobes of the heart, kind of like two little rainbows meeting in the middle, and that'll just connect the V's and form your heart shape. And then towards the end of the heart, I swoop the design upwards and out, kind of curving it to the side of my nail, just to add like a little bit of flair. For my thumb, I kept it simple and I did 2 ribbons again, the same way I did on my pointer finger. One ribbon is bigger and placed near the cuticle, and the other one is smaller and closer to the tip of my nail. But basically, it's like the same concept as the pointer finger. For my pinky nail, I wanted to keep it really minimal, so I created some side streaks along the very edge. I didn't want to take away from the aura effect or anything. I really wanted that to shine through, so I just kept this design really simple. After curing my whole hand for 60 seconds, I went in with a layer of glossy top coat and cured that again for 90 seconds. And then I went in with the Jinbei Crazy Thick Top Gel to adhere my nail charms. I like picking up my gel with a dotting tool instead of a liner brush because it feels easier to control it that way. I applied the gel where I wanted the charms to stick, like on my pointer finger, and then I placed a heart-shaped pearl directly above the bow. Then I just mixed and matched some tiny pearls. Some were really small and others were just a little bit bigger, probably around 1 millimeter for the larger ones and slightly smaller for the others. On each bow, I placed a pearl in the center where the knot was, but honestly, you can do whatever you want. It's totally up to you. I pretty much just placed them really randomly over my little heart designs, and of course, I flash cured them to make sure that they stay in place. On my middle nail, I added a few pearls around the heart design, and I placed a small pearl heart on the corner. For my ring finger, I added 1 silver rhinestone near the Cateye hearts. You'll see me adding 2 here, but I actually removed 1 because it felt like too much. And then I just placed some pearls around it. And lastly, on my pinky nail, I added some tiny pearls and just 1 small pearl heart for like a subtle finishing look to match my other nails. Alright, so now I'm just going to finish up my right hand on camera since basically it's the same process. I went in with some metallic polish and added a little bit of extra details, more of those flared heart designs, and just some simple streaky lines on the sides of my nails and as a French, just like I did on my pinky. Super easy and super cute, and honestly it was way less stressful than doing those tiny little ribbons. Then I decorated with a mix of rhinestones, pearls, and some heart charms. I will be posting close-up photos of this full set on my Instagram at Novagelic Nails if you want to check it out and maybe get some inspo. And if you feel like it, go ahead and drop a follow as well. Once everything was done, I finished it off with some cuticle oil. I'm using the Blossom one in the hot chocolate scent, which literally smells exactly like hot cocoa. It's so good. And these are the finished nails. They turned out so cute and girly, and I'm honestly so obsessed. They're super sparkly and fun, and they just have like a soft, pretty vibe to them. And I just feel like a little fairy princess with these on. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you in my next video.